Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining. So, kind of as usual, I'm on a mat today on the floor. You can be wherever you'd like to be. We can always explore options, variations of any shapes and poses if you'd rather be on a chair or something else as opposed to on the floor on a mat. If you don't have a mat, you can have something else you use on the floor. You could also have household items or props, books, pillows, blankets, chair, a wall, anything that you might need or want to use to support your practice, yourself, your life. And feel free to explore how those might benefit you. Otherwise, we will go ahead and get started on our backs. So coming on down to a shape that suits you today, if you're choosing to come here onto your back. So maybe that means your legs are extended long. Maybe you'd rather have your feet planted on the earth. You could have your knees dropping in or out to the sides. Arms could be alongside your body. You could always take one hand to the heart and one to the belly, or find something totally different. Again, whatever you need to do to start to settle in. Settling into these space wherever you might be. Settling into this time that you've taken out of your day for your practice. Time to remember that this practice goes beyond yourself, beyond your body, breath, and mind. It's a practice that you take with you out into your life. It's a practice of how you talk to and treat yourself and others. So using this time where we focus on the body, breath, mind to intentionally practice just that. Practice offering yourself some kindness, compassion, acceptance, and love to wherever you may be in each and every moment, so that you can continue that practice after this time, even though it's often difficult. Remembering it's a practice, one that you can come back to over and over and over again. So begin to settle in and notice your breath. Perhaps start to slow it down. Perhaps start to deepen and lengthen the inhales and the exhales. Or find whatever else it is that works best for you, whatever helps you to bring that awareness to the breath. And as you start to settle into the breath, perhaps your mind also begins to settle a bit, finding a bit of calm, a bit of presence, even amidst the distractions internally and externally. And if not, that's okay. Again, it's a constant practice. And taking those moments when you can, when you remember, to pause, to be, to breathe, to notice, to accept. And perhaps you begin to settle into your body as you start to notice the sensations running through it. Perhaps noticing changes in how those sensations have been at other times. As you notice areas of tightness, tension, release, relaxation. Perhaps noticing if those exhales help to relax the body a bit. And again, if not, that's okay. Remember that you've done the hardest part by showing up. So take this time to practice listening to and trusting yourself and what you need. Allow yourself to explore variations of shapes and poses. Perhaps take something completely different than what might be offered as you make this practice yours. Maybe you'd like to reach the arms up overhead, reach the legs long, and find a big full body stretch. You can roll the wrists and ankles, maybe feel some cracks and pops, whatever you'd like to do. And we'll start to bring both knees in toward the chest as you give yourself a hug. The hands could come to the shins. And then we'll start to separate the legs. So the legs are coming outside of the ribs, squeezing those knees toward the shoulders, soles of feet flexed facing forward. You could stay right here, or you can start to find a happy baby where you start to reach the hands for the feet or anywhere else along the legs if you'd like to take the soles of the feet to face the sky, drawing the knees toward the earth, the underarms. You could also have the feet more in between, forward and upward, so finding whatever shape suits you. And breathe. And then we'll come into a half happy baby from here. So keeping a hold of that right foot or leg, whatever you have, we'll begin to release that left to the earth. You could extend that left leg out long, or you could always plant the feet on the foot on the earth, and you could come onto the outer edge of that left foot, dropping that left knee open to the left hand wherever feels best for you, and breathe. And then we'll start to find our reclined figure four or back pigeon. So you can plant that left foot on the earth if it's not there. And we'll take that right outer ankle to the top of the left thigh, just above the knee. Trying to keep that right foot flexed, trying to press that right ankle into that left thigh a bit to help encourage that right knee away from the upper body. You could also press that right hand against that right inner thigh to press that knee away a bit. You could stay right here with that left foot on the earth, or you could always lift the left foot, start to hug the legs in. You could take a hold of that lower right leg. You could take that right arm in the space between the legs and let the hands find that left leg, or perhaps they find one another. Maybe that right elbow presses against that right inner thigh. And begin to come back to noticing your body, your breath. And if that left foot is lifted, gently begin to release it back to the earth, uncross the right. You could take the feet wide and drop the knees in if you'd like, or you could take some movement, taking some windshield wiper motions with the legs as you allow the knees to fall right to left. And if you'd like, you can, if you were moving, you can come back to center. Perhaps you'd like to take another big full body stretch. And we'll start to bring those knees back in for another hug. And we'll take all that on the other side. So we'll start with taking the legs wide-ish outside of the ribs, soles of feet flexed, facing forward. You could stay right here, or you can begin to reach for the feet or the legs or whatever happy baby version you'd like. So maybe the soles of the feet face the sky or more in between. And then we'll keep the left leg as we start to release that right leg. So again, you could always extend that right leg long, or you could have it bent with the foot on the earth. You could always let that knee fall open to the right. You could adjust that left foot as needed. Right hand wherever works best. And breathe. And we'll start to find that reclined figure 4. So planting that right foot on the earth, if it's not there. Left outer ankle, top of right thigh, just above the knee. And again, trying to encourage that left knee away from the upper body. You could always stay here with that right foot on the earth or lift it up, hug the legs in. Taking a hold of that lower left leg, perhaps allowing the hands to find that right leg or one another. Perhaps you are somewhere different on this side. Noticing wherever you need to be and coming back to the body and breath. And if that right foot is lifted, gently start to release as you take that left foot to the earth as well. And again, you could take the feet wide and drop the knees in. You could take that movement, letting the legs fall right to left. And coming back to center if you were moving. Maybe you bring those knees in for another hug. And as you're ready, we'll start to find our seat, however you'd like to get there. And finding your comfortable-ish cross-leg seated shape, if that's okay for you. You can fidget to get situated, pull out the shoulders, whatever you might need to do before finding some stillness. Before noticing that breath once again. And we'll gently take the chin toward the chest. Next exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Faces forward. You could keep the hands on the legs. You could take the hands to the earth next to your hips. You could walk the hands further out away from the body. You could reach that right hand up to that left temple just above the ear for a bit of pressure. You could tilt the chin up or down. You could take the left forearm behind the low back as if you're reaching those left fingers for the right waist. Wherever you need to be, and breathe. And begin to gently release as you take the chin back toward the chest. Next exhale, other side, left ear, left shoulder. Faces forward. And again, the hands could be on the legs, on the earth, maybe left hand, right temple, maybe right forearm behind the low back, chin up or down, perhaps somewhere different than that first side. Breathe. And begin to gently release, chin back toward the chest. Next inhale, start to reach the arms up as high as you wish. Perhaps the face tilts up. Hands touch. Exhale, hands to heart. And we'll interlace the fingers and extend the arms forward. So the palms are facing away from you. The tops of the hands are facing your face, reaching those arms forward. And maybe tilt the chin toward the chest again, rounding a bit through the spine. Next inhale, start to reach the arms up overhead. Hands are still interlaced. If that's okay for you, palms facing the sky. We'll take a side stretch from here. If it's better, you can always release the hands or you could flip them so the palms are facing the top of your head. Wherever you'd like to be, as you exhale, we'll take a lean to the right. And inhale back up through center. And exhale, leaning left. And exhale, center. And this time as you exhale, separate the hands, cactus, open the arms, bending at the elbows, squeezing the shoulder blades together, heart going forward-ish. Perhaps the face tilts up. Inhaling the arms back up. And exhale, let's twist to the right. Right hand to the earth behind the low back, left hand to the right leg. Tall spine, gentle twist. Full breath. And gently back through center. And exhale, twisting to the left. Left hand to the earth behind, right hand, left leg. Wow. And breathe. And gently back through center. Hands to the heart. And let's start to find all fours as we come into our tabletop shape. Hands and knees. I'm thinking about spreading the fingers wide, grounding the fingertips. So maybe a little tiny bend through the elbows, the knuckles, or whatever you need to do to help any wrist pressure. You could walk the hands forward, spin them out, use any of your support, blankets, pillows, blocks. And as you feel ready, we'll find our cat-cows. Inhale, dropping the belly, arching the spine a bit, crown of the head and tail upward. Exhale, round, pressing the earth away, chin toward the chest. Cat. Inhale, arching up for cow. Exhale, round for cat. And begin to take a few more rounds on your own as you move at your pace and with your breath. Adding any extra movements, shifting front to back, side to side, whatever feels good for you.
The date is May 2nd, Friday.
And we'll start to come back through center. And then from here, we'll extend that left leg back behind, coming to the ball of that left foot. You can take a few rocks front to back. If you'd like to find a stretch through that right hand and forearm, you could flip the right fingers to face the right, or you could turn that right hand all the way around so the fingers are facing you. And then you can start to kind of rock through that hand as well, lifting up the palm, bending through the elbow, whatever feels good. And then flip the right hand to face forward once again if it was turned. We'll start to lift that left leg up. So the left foot is flexed as if you're as if that left foot is against a wall behind you, left toes facing the earth, left leg parallel to the earth. And then if it feels okay for you, we'll start to bring that left knee toward the left elbow, rounding the spine and chin toward the chest. So just sort of almost, yeah, bringing that left knee toward that left elbow or upper arm and chin to chest. And then you can extend that left leg out long behind you once again. And then exhale, bringing it in, knee toward the elbow or tricep. And then extend. And one more in. And extend. And then release that left leg back down into that tabletop shape. And we'll switch sides. So we'll extend the right leg back, coming to the ball of the foot, pressing the heel back. Again, you could take a few rocks front to back. If you'd like to add that left hand, left side in, you can turn the left fingers to the left or flip them all the way around and maybe take some rocks there, maybe lift the palm of that left hand, bending the elbow. And then if that left hand was turned, you can flip it back around. Gently beginning to lift that right foot. So again, the foot is flexed, toes face the earth, leg parallel. Perhaps you stay here. This is a lot here. Or if you'd like to, you can begin to bring that right, did I say left? Right knee in toward that right elbow or upper arm. You can take the chin toward the chest, kind of rounding, and then extend and in, extend, in, extend, and release back into that tabletop. And from here, let's start to crawl ourselves forward onto our bellies, coming into a sphinx shape. So you can come onto your forearms, and the elbows can be in toward the ribs. Fingers can still be spread wide. Fingers are facing the top short side of your space. Thinking about pulling the heart through the upper arms. So the heart and the face are facing forward. If this is a lot, you can always walk those hands and forearms forward away from the body to help alleviate some of that arching in the back. So you can find whatever suits you and breathe. And then we'll start to gently lower. You can lower the chin to the earth, slide the hands underneath the shoulders to help use the hands as you begin to press yourself up and all the way back into a child's shape. So you can keep the legs as they are, or you can always widen the legs apart, allowing for more space in the upper body. Maybe the big toes touch, hips toward the heels. They don't need to touch the heels either. The arms could be extended forward, forehead could be on the earth, or you could always have the forehead on a block or a book. And we'll thread the needle from here. If this doesn't work for you, you can always come back up into your tabletop shape, coming to hands and knees and thread the needle from there. If you'd like to take it from here, start to bring that right hand. You can start to slide it kind of toward the face and then slide it over to the left. So we're coming and then turning the face to the left. So we're coming onto that outer right arm and right temple. So sometimes we'll thread the needle where when we're on all fours, we'll inhale that right arm up and then exhale it behind and underneath the left. So same thing here. We're just kind of in that with the hips toward the heels, child shape. And then my left arm is extended forward still with the fingers toward the top short side of my space, bicep kind of by my face. You could always bring that hand in. So taking that left hand next to the face. You could also take that left forearm behind the low back as if you're reaching those left fingers for that right waist or hip or thigh. And again, you could always come up into more of an all fours shape. And then we'll start to gently come to the other side. So wherever you have that left hand, you can start to just kind of get it out of the way. Maybe you slide it forward again. Unravel the right. Maybe you reach that right arm forward so both hands are forward. And then start to pull that left hand in and take it to the right, sliding it over to the right, left finger is facing the right, the face turns to face the right. So we're on that outer right arm. I'm just kidding, left arm. Left arm is reaching right, face is facing right, right arm, my right arm is reaching forward, fingers toward the top short side, extending that arm forward. Again, you could always bring that right hand in closer toward the face, or you could take that right forearm behind the low back and breathe. And then start to release that right hand from wherever it is as you unravel the left. Both hands are back to the earth, and we'll lift ourselves back up into that tabletop. And from here, we'll start to find a down dog. So beginning to curl the toes, lift the knees, tail toward the sky. And you could pedal out through the feet, bending one leg and then the other, readjust the weight through the fingertips, shake the head, yes or no. Once you feel ready, we'll start to walk the feet toward the hands, coming into a ragdoll shape at the top of the space. Bending the knees so the belly might rest on the thighs, head is heavy, hands could be on the earth. Next to the feet, near the feet, or you could reach for opposite elbows. Maybe you take a gentle sway with the upper body. And as you feel ready, release the hands if they were on the elbows and take a slow roll to stand. So taking your time to come all the way up, maybe you gently slide the hands up the legs. You can roll out the shoulders, wiggle the toes, rock on the feet, take any adjustments you might need to take. And once you feel ready, start to find some stillness as you think about grounding the feet into the earth, thinking about lifting up through the kneecaps, engaging through the quads and the core. Arms are reaching down alongside the body as you come back to noticing your breath. Inhale, reach the arms up. Perhaps the face tilts up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, however you'd like to get there. Hands to the earth, head heavy. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the shins or the thighs, lengthening the spine. You could also have the hands on a chair, box, books. Exhale, fold forward. Coming right back up to stand, you can circle sweep the arms up, or you can take a slow roll. Exhale, hands to the heart. And we'll do that again, inhaling the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, however you'd like to get there. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. We'll step that left foot back, finding our runner's shape. Hands are framing that front right foot. We're on the ball of the left foot. Left leg is extended back behind us. Heart and face are facing forward. We'll come in and out of this, extending that right leg 3 times. You can always drop that left knee to the earth and do so if you would prefer. If you're keeping that left leg up, you can start to send the hips up and back, lengthening that right leg as much as is okay for you. And maybe you fold the upper body over that right leg, or maybe you stay more in a halfway lift with the upper body, whatever feels good for you. And then we'll rebend through that right leg, face forward, and then extend as much as you wish, sending the hips up and back, lengthening, straightening-ish that right leg. It can always have as much of a bend as you need. And then rebend into that lunge. And last time, extend. And bend. And then we'll come into a twist from here. So if that left knee is lifted still, you can always drop it. We'll ground that left hand where it is to the inside of that right foot and start to inhale, reach that right arm for the sky, gently turning the upper body toward the right. And then gently release that right hand back down to frame to the outside of the right foot. We'll come into a warrior 2 from here if that's okay for you. So you can start by pivoting and planting that left foot. So the left foot is parallel to that back short side of the space. It's grounded on the earth. And then we'll start with lifting that left hand and reaching that left arm forward, beginning to circle that left arm up, and then lift the upper body up. So lifting that right arm as well. So we're in a warrior 2 shape. If you'd rather stand and then come here, you can always find what works for you. But that left foot is outer edge of that foot is parallel to that back short side of your space. Still bending through that front right leg, right toes are facing that top short side. And then arms coming to that T, parallel to the earth, straight out from the shoulders, palms face the earth, turning the face toward that right hand, feeling grounded through the feet, breathing. And then we'll flip that right palm to the sky, reverse. That left hand finds that left leg or hip as the right arm reaches up and over. And then as we exhale, take the hands all the way back down to the earth to frame that right foot. Repivot on that left foot, so coming back into that runner's shape. From here, we'll come to the top of the space. If you'd like to take a standing split to get there, you can do so. Grounding the hands into the earth to frame that right foot. You can really kind of ground into the fingertips. Again, if you have any support blocks or anything, you could use those. And then starting to take a kind of hop with that left foot to lift that left foot off the earth. So we're folding forward over that right leg. Hands are on the earth, framing that right foot. Left foot can be flexed, toes facing the earth. And perhaps you only have the toes or the leg hovering above the earth, couple inches, or you can have it more lifted, more upright, so that left leg might be parallel to the earth. Maybe it's lifted higher. You could also totally skip this and be in that forward fold already at the top of your space. And breathe. And if you're not there, you can start to take that left foot to meet the right, forward fold. However you'd like to get up to stand, you can take that circle sweep, you can take that slow roll. Exhaling with the hands to the heart. So we'll take all that on the other side. Find your variations coming up to that warrior two, however you'd like to come up, standing split or not, leg to the earth or not when we're in those twists, that twist. So, and it may be different on this side. So finding what you need as you maybe reach those arms up on the inhale, and then as you exhale, forward fold, however you'd like to get there. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins or thighs, lengthening the spine, or blocks or books or chair. Exhale, fold, stepping that right foot back this time, finding that runner's shape with the hands framing that left foot. We're on the ball of the right, heart and face forward. If you're choosing to come in and out of this 3 times, again, you can keep that right knee, right leg lifted, or release it to the earth as you begin to straighten that left leg, sending the hips up and back. Maybe the face faces the earth, or maybe you fold the upper body more over that left leg. And then gently rebend into that runner's lunge, face forward. And extend. And bend. And last, extend. And bend. And then we'll find that twist. So grounding the right hand to the inside of that left foot. And again, you can always drop that right knee if it's not. Starting to inhale that left arm up, gently turning the upper body toward the left. And breathe. And then gently release that left hand back down to the earth. Begin to pivot and plant that right foot so it's grounded on the earth, parallel to that back short side. Again, you can always come up however you need to. If you'd like to kind of circle those arms up, you can begin to lift the right hand, reach it forward, and then reaching it all the way up and around to lift the upper body. That left hand lifts as well. Finding your warrior two. Take time to adjust your feet, your stance as needed. Grounding those feet, right foot parallel to that back short side of the space. Left leg is still bent with the toes facing that top short side, the front. Arms are at a T, parallel to the earth, straight out from the shoulders. Palms face the earth. Did I say that? Face toward the left hand. Breathe. And then we'll reverse. Flip that left palm to the sky. Right arm goes back. Left arm up and over. And then as we exhale, taking those hands to frame that left foot once again, kind of cartwheeling those hands down to the earth. Repivot on that right foot, so we're back in that runner's stance. And then again, if you're choosing to take that standing split option, you can ground into that left foot, the hands as you begin to pop that right foot up as high or not off the earth as you wish. Kind of folding the upper body over that standing left leg. You could always skip this, coming right into your forward fold.
And breathe. And begin to gently release that right foot to meet the left if it's not already there, coming into this forward fold. And from here, we'll lower down into a toe squat. So the hands are on the earth near the feet. You can begin to bend through the knees, drop the hips, and then maybe your heels lift and you come to the balls of your feet. The face, heart are forward, crown of the head is facing the sky. You can keep your hands on the earth or bring the hands together at heart center so you're balancing on the balls of the feet, maybe shaking and wobbling a bit, breathing wherever you are if you're choosing to take this. And then gently release onto your seat. And we'll extend the legs out in front of us, flexing the feet, toes are toward the sky, legs are straight in front of us, hands can press into the earth next to the hips, finding a tall print capital L shape, breathing. And then you could walk your hands forward to hinge at the hips, or you could inhale, reach the arms up, and then allow yourself to hinge forward, letting the hands land wherever they may land, the feet, the ankles, the shins, the thighs, the earth. You can keep the face and heart forward, or you can gently round the head toward the legs. And breathe. And start to walk yourself back up. Take your time. And then begin to make your way to your back, however you'd like to get there. Once you arrive, you could start to plant the feet on the earth if they're not there. Maybe you take the feet wide, so the outer edges of the feet are outer edges of your mat if you're on a mat, and take some windshield wipers back and forth, letting the legs fall right to left. You can always skip this. And whenever you feel ready, if you'd like, you can bring the knees in and give yourself a hug. And then perhaps you'd like to widen the legs once again, as we did earlier. You could keep the legs here, soles of feet forward, knees toward the shoulders, or you could reach for the feet or anywhere else along the legs, finding whatever happy baby you'd like to find. Soles of feet might face the sky, knees toward the shoulders. Maybe feet are more in between, upward and forward. Maybe you stay still, or perhaps gently rock side to side, find movement through the legs, whatever it is that you may need to or want to take. And then once you feel ready, start to set up for your final resting shape, your Shavasana. Setting up however suits you today so that you can practice a few moments of stillness. So maybe that's staying on your back with your legs extended long or your feet on the earth. Perhaps it's being on your side or on your belly or coming to your seat. It may be different every practice. Once you feel ready, start to practice releasing any residual tension left in the body from your temples to your toes. And practice with each exhale, sinking a bit deeper into the earth and relaxation.
If you have the time, stay here and rest, relax. If you do need to begin moving on, start with deepening your breath. Beginning to bring some gentle movements into your body as you wiggle your fingers, your toes. And gently start to roll your wrists and your ankles. Small movements into the arms and legs. Perhaps you'd like to reach the arms up overhead, finding a big full body stretch. Maybe you bring the knees in and give yourself another hug. And then find your favorite side as you come into sleeping child's shape. As you take a few more grounding breaths and a few moments of gratitude, taking this time for this practice that goes beyond yourself, this practice that you take with you into the world, offering it to others. Gratitude for all your blessings in life, big and small. And gratitude for all the good there is in the world, remembering there is more good than anything else. Remembering that you play a part in contributing to that goodness and to making the world a better place. And as you're ready, gently start to find your seat. Take your time. Take another moment to reflect on the breath as you remember the restorative effects that it can have on the mind and body. Remembering that you can come to these intentional breaths at any time throughout your day to find a sense of peace and presence, calm and clarity, grounding and being. And if you'd like, you can inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. May you have compassion in your thoughts. May you have kindness in your words and actions. And may you have love and peace in your hearts. Today, as you go forward, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you feel love, find peace. Thank you for joining. Until next time, take care and be well.